Hi, it's Daisy with Bridges 52.7. I want to take just a second to talk about You Gotta Believe, and it's based on a true story that happened in Fort Worth about Little League baseball team and one of the coaches who was diagnosed with cancer. And I don't know if anyone saw St. Ralph, but to me it had some similar, that was fiction. I loved St. Ralph, but there's some similar things of like, okay, maybe if we win, if we can beat the odds, maybe, you know, this coach can beat the odds. And how do you deal with faith in the midst of that? You don't barter, like a miracle here doesn't equal one there, but yet testimonies. And it's a tricky thing because, you know, sometimes when they start going down that road, I'm like, oh, how are they going to handle this? Because you can't buy a miracle. I get a miracle here, so I get one here. It doesn't work that way. But the reason we think that way is because the name testimony means do it again. So when you see something miraculous or somebody beating the odds or whatever it may be on this side, it gives you hope that God can do it again and do it for someone else. And so they didn't really go into that, but there is this principle of like, if he beats the odds, then we can beat the odds or vice versa. And so and the reality that they wanted to play ball because they understood that what they did on the field would be an inspiration to this coach and what he was doing off the field. And I love that sense of brotherhood, that what you do affects other people, and that their the way they played was an inspiration. And Mighty Mites, so there's like 3 different movies that have all come out of Fort Worth: The Mighty Mites, You Gotta Believe, and Same Kind of Different as Me. Greg Kinnear is in at least 2 of those, maybe 3. And Luke Wilson is in at least 2 of those. So kind of interesting. I feel like there's got to be some similar people. And to me, they all have a similar feel. So I keep wondering if the same people are behind them. I feel like all of them are really incredible stories. And I'm not sure at the end of the day that the movies held the weight that the books did, or maybe the original story. Like sometimes I was maybe hoping for something a little bit more, but they're good. And I'm grateful that they're being made. So, so lots to be said on this one. But, and they kind of have, this one kind of has kind of a Sandlot feel where it's like fun, silly kids playing baseball and some of the banter and things. So there's a sweetness to it. It's a good family movie in a lot of ways. But I think it does offer some opportunity to talk about grief, talk about loss, talk about like this kid screaming at God, I hate you, because his dad is sick. And that is so raw and so real and vulnerable. And I really appreciate some of those conversations and the opportunity, if your family is going through something, to have something external bring up some conversations to maybe prompt discussions with your own kids about how are they feeling about this hard thing that they are going through. And are they angry with God? Are they angry with themselves? Do they think that they could do something to make it better? You know, a lot of these things that, you know, just kid psychology and the way we take things on ourselves when we're little. So there's a lot of opportunity here for discussion. And there was one other thing that, they have a comment that the most important thing I have is what I give. Like the most important thing that I possess is what I give away. And I thought that was a great line. And there are some ideas here about that, that we give our lives as a sacrifice to others, and that the more we give to each other, the more we gain. And so honestly, that movie, Pay It Forward might do a better job of that, but that's in this one too. And so it leads to some, again, great opportunities to talk about what does the Lord say about giving, giving your life away, laying it down for someone else, and how the more you try to hold on to your life, you will lose it. But if you're willing to lose it, how you can find it. And so hopefully, I think I say and so a lot. Like in the middle of saying things, I start hearing myself. But anyways, I do hope that these little discussions help you come away maybe a little more equipped to have some deeper conversations if you're going with your kids to these movies. For the kids' movies, I do hope that it equips parents to have some better conversations, and so your entertainment can actually become something now that leads you deeper into Jesus. All right, this is Daisy with Bridges 52.7, hoping you will, that we can encourage you to dig deep, reach wide, and connect life to Christ.